I was just wondering if maybe you wanted to go to the ball with me.
Oh, Harry, I'm sorry, but someone's already asked me.
Okay, yeah, great.
This is kind of cool, isn't it? Sitting next to Daniel / Harry Potter. So first of all, let me ask you about this movie, because as with the book, this is probably darker than the ones in the past. This is rated PG-13. Ooh, a candle wax just dropped. Ooh, a PG-13 rather than PG. How do you think Harry Potter fans will respond to that? Are you worried about alienating some of the younger fans, Daniel?
Some kids, you know, at the age of 5, 6 or 7 will be able to cope with it fine. I'm sure you look pretty tough. I'm sure you'll be fine. And then some kids maybe absolutely we all look tough. We're all tough on this table. But there'd be some kids who are maybe 10 who wouldn't be quite so resilient and maybe slightly more sensitive. I was a very sensitive child, and I got scared in Jumanji. So you know, I would have been frightened by the film. It is a scary film, but I think, you know, the hardcore Harry Potter fans would have been really, really angry, I think, if we hadn't got a PG-13.
You made time for us. Daniel, good morning. It's good to see you.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Well, we're talking about Kill Your Darlings this morning. This is an interesting movie. It's actually set in a time of the great Beat poets, Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, whom you play.
Yeah.
Was it fun to imagine that time?
It was. I mean, shooting a period film of that era in New York is just an excuse to, you know, walk around in incredibly cool clothes, and because that's really one of the things we discovered about the Beat generation is that everything they, you know, that style has now become incredibly cool again.
Did you pay attention in English class? I mean, did you have to go back and read this stuff?
You know, they're not taught as much in England in schools, but I was like, I read Howl when I was sort of about 17, as sort of everyone sort of does at some point, I think, has that connection with it. And my first reaction was the same as a lot of people's, which is, what the hell? But then, you know, I think through doing the film and learning more about Alan's life, it made a lot of his poetry make a lot more sense to me.
Of being hunted by the police and chased by monsters.
Ooh, if you're going to concentrate on the dark side,
I'm not leaving.
what are you going to do? Go back to the circus? Resurrect your illustrious career?
It's none of your concern.
You're a fool.
What? We couldn't hear a word of what they were saying, but they said you don't need to. It's better if it's on mute.
We're just doing good acting. You don't need to worry about what we're saying, really.
But I beg the question is to be begged. I mean, it is a story we're all familiar with. How do you find a new way and a new compelling way? Is it through the character of Igor?
Funny enough, it is. This time it is sort of told through Igor's perspective, and we kind of, I do think it is. We are kind of ready, because there've been like 3 Spider-Mans in my lifetime.
Yes, I know.
We're totally ready for a new Frankenstein.
And the last Frankenstein movie was 21 years ago.
Is that right?
We need a Frankenstein movie. The time is now, America.
The time is now.
Thank you. Do you feel me, America?
Span of a Fact. It's starring this guy right here, Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel plays Jim Fingal, a determined young fact-checker whose current assignment ignites a great debate on the blurred lines between fact and fiction. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for summing up the play better than I ever could.
How about that?
That was great, yeah.
So wait, how many shows on Broadway is this for you?
On Broadway, I think this is my 4th, and then I've done another one in New York. So I've done, I think, about 5 things.
Is there any greater rush as an actor, do you think, than Broadway? I mean, you've obviously done films, all the Harry Potter stuff and other things.
Yeah,
but
film's great, and film's like where I grew up and feels very comfortable, but for like... Theatre is the acting equivalent of an adrenaline rush. Like, it is incredibly exciting to be like out there and know that it could all go wrong every night and doesn't, and that's like very exhilarating. And it also, you feel like, I don't know, doing it without an editor, without a director there every night or something like that, you sort of feel like, okay, I have to be good at this.